Hello, welcome to Hazardous Opinions. My name is Eric. There's Andy.
Hello.
And today we're talking about The Princess Bride, movie based on a book, a fictional book. The book isn't even real.
Yeah. So this is a 1987 movie. It doesn't feel like an 80s movie, but yeah, directed by Rob Reiner and starring a really big fucking cast. Like you got like Robin Wright in here, Carrie Elways, a lot of names that you might not recognize right off the bat, but if you go into their filmography, they got a pretty wide array of stuff.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Lawrence Gordon is our lead from Saw.
Yeah.
It's so
So
weird seeing him in this.
this is an adventure comedy family movie and came out in 1987, and it definitely shows. Finding this movie on Disney Plus, I was like, oh man. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a musical. I'm gonna sit through 3 minutes of pain every 30 minutes. I'm not a huge fan of musicals, but I was pleasantly surprised with this movie. It was kind of cringy comedy, but it was funny though. There's a lot of parts that were funny, just for being what it is, and yeah,
This is a Monty Python movie at its finest if Disney made it. So like you got all your
that's
normal your Monty Python jokes that aren't quite there to Monty Python level of humor. And just like Disney like rewriting them type of thing. I don't think Disney did this one, but
no,
it's
definitely not.
yeah, then they got their normal like plot elements that are thrown in there.
Yeah,
But it's
no,
a lot of good humor.
that's actually a pretty good description of it. Monty Python, if Disney made it, so it's yeah, it was like that definitely throughout the film, and like I said before, you can watch this on Disney Plus. I don't know if you don't have Disney Plus, you could probably pirate it for no reason at all. I mean, I don't think
By
anybody's trying to find any revenue from this movie, so
by pirate it, he totally did not mean steal it
I do not
because that's
condone.
illegal.
I said you can. I didn't mean you should. I don't condone pirating. The FBI is listening right now, and the gun pointed at my head tells me he requires me to tell you that yeah, you should not pirate at all.
The law requires me to tell you to avoid sites like Buttlocker and like 123 movies and stuff. So don't go to those. Don't pirate this movie. If you can, Disney Plus's
I'm actually
it's a service.
I'm actually gonna create a list of sites where you should not go to watch free movies.
But yeah, it's an 80s movie and you can probably find it in the $5 bin at Walmart, or if somehow a video store still exists near you, I bet you could find it for $1 there.
Yeah.
It's it's well worth a watch, and it's one that you should definitely have in your library.
Yep. One good for the kids.
Indeed, yeah, and it's got good adult humor too.
I is there?
There's some that I feel like kids would understand that we do, not like sexual humor, but just more knowledgeable humor, I guess, like wordplay.
Kind of like SpongeBob.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I could see some parts being like that, yeah, but
yeah. So we got our main star Wesley, who's Lawrence Gordon in Saw. It's fucking awesome.
yeah.
And we got Robin Wright is the female lead. She is in a lot of movies.
She's pretty popular.
Like she's one of those people I hear her name all the time, and I don't really like picture her face right away. And I start going to her thing. I'm like, oh, I've seen her in everything.
Yep.
She's in House of Cards. She's the first lady, and she's just in a lot of stuff.
She plays Jenny in Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
So that's I mean, pretty popular movie there. That's definitely one you should have seen by now. If not, we will tell you about it at some point.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a great actor, and I know you have a lot of other actors in here that haven't done huge things. Like Andre the Giant is in here. Big fan of his stuff, but
Oh yeah.
one of those guys you don't see too often. And Rob Reiner, the director of this, actually has quite a few hits. Like we've been reviewing quite a few one-hit wonders for directors, but this guy did like Stand by Me, When Harry Met Sally, Spinal Tap. Like he's got some really good movies in his thing. I think he did Wolf of Wall Street as well. So
Yeah, that's a pretty good record right there. I never what is have you seen this is Spinal Tap?
or sorry, Wolf of Wall Street was Scorsese. No, I haven't seen Spinal Tap yet.
Okay. That's about a band, it looks like. Okay.
Yeah,
The
that one's
comedy
a
movie
comedy
about a
too.
band, 80s band. That looks cool. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, and Stand by Me is it's just a classic overall.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that one. I haven't seen that one yet either. So yeah, well, like Rob Reiner is opening my eyes to a lot of classics because he has such a good standing.
Indeed. Yeah. So overall, I think this movie for me rated like very flatly at an 8. Like no addition or subtraction in the points, like the point twos and stuff there. Like this movie and just embodies like a perfect 8 to me. Like it's
Yeah,
not anything like outstanding in the medium, but it's just like it's a super enjoyable movie. Every time I watch it, I've never like found major flaws in this movie. It's a good movie and it's good at what it does.
yeah. If maybe if I watched this earlier in my life, I probably would have liked it more. But I felt like I was just like cringed more than anything. I don't. I mean, not to really expect a whole lot out of this. I mean, it was funny, but it was just kind of weird to me. So I'll give it a solid 7. It was good. It was funny, but it was just a little weird. Not expecting it to be like realistic or anything, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's where it would probably fall for most people. I unless you just really hate like this type of comedy, then you're probably not going to like it. But it's I don't know. It's one of those movies that's so lighthearted that it's really hard to find anything to actually dislike about it.
Right? Yeah.
It's I don't know. Good background movie too.
Yeah. For sure. There was a few parts in this where I was just like, "Come on, like, are you serious?" Because like I know the whole plot and the whole everything was just set up in a way to be funny.
Hmm.
Like right in the beginning where he's like, he kept saying "as you wish" after this prince or this woman was just demanding him everything, and he's like "as you wish," and then he's like, "Well, what he meant by 'as you wish' is I love you." I'm like, "What? Where did you get all that? You got it like." It just seemed just far fetched, and I know it was just kind of like fetched from there. Like it definitely is like a children's movie, but yeah, that was like one of those things. Just like, oh come on,
Yeah, so we can go into a little bit of a synopsis here where we jump into spoilers. So, in the real life, so to say, we never really like they don't delve into it too much. A sick boy has his grandfather come over and he's telling him a story about the Princess Bride. And it stars our titular characters, Wesley and Princess, was it Buttercup or Buttermilk?
Buttercup,
Buttercup.
buttermilk.
Sounded close. I mean, all the names in this movie are kind of stupid,
Yeah,
and they're in love. And then they think that Wesley dies, so she moves on and ends up getting betrothed to the prince of the country. and obviously the prince is bad, as most stories tell. He just wanted to get married just to get married, and hijinks ensue as Wesley is discovered to be alive, and he tries to save the princess. And yeah, it's kind of your standard, almost standard Disney flick, but less
Yeah.
so, because there's a lot of changed stuff that makes it more enjoyable than your average one.
Yep.
A lot more humor.
A lot more. A lot more.
So yeah,
Yeah.
if you have not seen this movie, it is a classic for sure, and I personally think it still holds up pretty decently. So if you do not want to be spoiled, I would suggest clicking off now.
Get out of here. Let the adults speak here. That was demeaning. I'm sorry. I love you. Please stay. No, but for yeah, speaking of spoiler territory, I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room. Wesley is the guy in the mask. Bum bum bum.
Whoa, that's inconceivable, man.
Okay, how soon? Say you're the first time watching this. How soon were you like, okay, that's Wesley? Definitely. Who else would it be? Wesley with a mustache.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's really meant to trick anyone. It's pretty quick, as you'll figure it out if you've ever seen a movie.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just the whole thing where it was like the princess didn't even recognize it was him until he was stumbling down the hill, and then
As
he's like,
you
"As you
wish.
wish," and then she just barrels after him, like just
Oh
starts
my god.
tumbling down. Also,
The fucking like almost like video game, like early 2000s video game grunts that were coming from those
yeah,
two as they went down a oof.
uh,
Oh,
uh,
ugh.
uh. And it was a long tumble too. They were, they
Yeah.
were tumbling for
Definitely
about 10 minutes.
definitely breaking some bones on the way down.
Yeah. Well, it
And
looked like some pretty soft grass. They were just rolling a lot, and there was like some pretty wicked tumbles too, because like they were like jumping in the air and like doing flips as they were tumbling.
and if this movie was made even like 20 years later, 25 years later, I think people would be addressing like why the fuck does he gaslight her for a while there
He
before she
does,
pushes him down the thing?
yeah.
Like why
Um,
not tell her? Like I I I don't know why. He's just fucking with her a little bit mentally.
yeah, he was.
It's just like, yeah, I killed your boyfriend and
And then you moved on. Why would you move on? He was all mad about it, and I was like, I was sitting there. I'm like, okay, he's actually mad that she thought you were dead,
yeah.
and you were
It's like,
jealous
bro,
because you went and go married some Lord Farquaad douchebag.
yeah. He was like, what, it took you maybe a week to move on from me? Like, no, it's been like 5 years.
5 years, bro. Dude needs to chill. All he
Yeah.
did to get there too. So I actually like this part. So like he actually had like a whole different encounter with all three of the guys. What did they call their troop? What were they called?
I can't recall the one that's good with steel, the strong guy and the smart guy.
Yeah,
You got
yeah,
Andre the
whatever.
Giant, you got Nigo Montoya, and then the Sicilian.
Yeah, the Sicilian, where he just keeps saying inconceivable.
That was on point.
And then they always correct. Well, not always. One time he really used it in the incorrect way. He's like, "How is he
Keep
climbing up like that? That's inconceivable." And he's like, I don't think you know the meaning of that word. It's
you keep using that word. I don't think
uh,
you know what it means.
yeah, like he could have said impossible or any other word other than inconceivable. I think it's just because he's longer and he wants to flex his smarts.
Yeah. And we get to see three different encounters between Wesley and these other guys. So you see the gentleman like duel between the two where he's super agile. And he figures out a way to choke out Andre. And then I think my favorite is definitely the Battle of the Wits with the Sicilian there.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, I poisoned them both. You had no chance.
Yeah, that was interesting to me because like I was also like doing some mental
Mental math.
gymnastics
Yeah.
for that because I'm like, okay, so would he actually be bold enough to take a sip of the poison, or would he actually be actually outsmarting this guy by putting the mug in front of him? But then he can't. But the guy also just was saying all the things that I was saying, but just in a more bold and obnoxious way. But
Yeah,
yeah, and then he ended up poisoning them both. I'm like, okay, he built up a tolerance for how many years? 5 years?
probably. Yeah, I'd say so.
That's crazy. How much poison you have to do to build up tolerance?
You microdose for a while, I guess. Just,
Microdosing poison.
but all it takes is just one time where you're taking too much and you're fucking dead.
He really wanted to defeat
Based
them.
on like how quickly you killed that guy. So
And like you have to know what you're, trying to build a tolerance for too. I don't know if he just like wanted to train himself to be an assassin. So he's like, okay, well, if I'm going to use this poison, I don't want to drink it myself and die. So I'm going to build up an immunity. So
yeah, this one unique poison.
yeah. So, and
Yeah,
apparently you can only find it in Spain.
I thought you said Australia.
Oh, Australia. Yeah. What was I thinking?
Yeah,
Was this taking place in Spain or just some fantasy land?
I don't think they really specify. I just assumed some. I don't know, some
Some
far
fantasy
far away
land.
land. They're making up country names and stuff. So
Oh, yeah. That's right.
with the people they were trying to frame, but yeah, there's a lot of memes throughout this movie. This is one that I think almost rivals Monty Python for the amount of memes that are still like mainstream from this movie. Like Inconceivable, I think what is a dead meme now.
Yeah.
But there's like my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. I still think I see that one occasionally.
I never seen that. I like I remember that one time you referenced it when we were playing that blockbuster game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean for context for the listeners, me and Andy were playing a blockbuster game where you're like you have to act out and like there's some other
Movie
categories too.
charades.
Yeah,
Yeah.
charades. Yeah, act out a scene from a movie, and the other person's supposed to guess it. And he just says, "My name is Inigo Montoya, and you killed my father. Prepare to die." And then he's like, everybody else just looked at me like, "You know this, right?" I'm like, I don't know what I don't know what you're talking about, man." Ended up failing that one, but
That's what sparked it going into this list.
yep. I'm like, now I got to see this movie.
Yeah. We were finally switching it around where I had one up on you.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. The yeah, like we mentioned, a lot of the jokes in this movie are childish as the movie's being read to the book is being read to a child in the real life. But I find a lot of them like pretty clever. I can't think of any in particular, but there's a few that are like just really good wordplay in this movie
Yeah,
that just gave me a chuckle. Like
there are definitely some witty jokes, but there was just more cringe into like the whole like scenarios that just like I was just like, come on. But then again, I know it was supposed to be funny, so like I don't know why I was like that, but I honestly wish I could just like enjoy it the way I'm supposed to, but I just didn't. I was like, oh come on. I'm like, this is just cheesy, man.
yeah,
But
I
then
like
again, like I watch like action movies like James Bond, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, like even though there's a lot of cheesy shit in that, I'll give it a pass. I'm not saying I'm not giving this a pass, but it was just one of those things.
yeah. I like Montoya and his introduction to Wesley after he pulls him up onto the cliffside. And he's like, "You don't happen to have six fingers by chance?" He's like, "Do you start every conversation like that?" Like
Why you
there's some
ask?
just really hidden jokes that are not hidden, but like just ones that catch you off guard sometimes.
Yeah. As soon as he pulls him up, he's like, I like to catch my breath before we battle. And he's like, okay. And then they just sit there and chill for a little bit and
Yeah.
converse. And I was just laughing. Are they really doing this right now? They were like threatening each other on the way up, but then he ends up helping him pull himself up the cliff. And then once they're up there, they just start talking.
Yeah, it gives them like 5 minutes till they actually battle. It's like, well, let's do this.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, am I gonna see somebody with six fingers in this? Like, when am I gonna see somebody with six fingers? And I eventually did, but I was just wondering the whole time. I'm like, where's the six finger guy?
One of the lines that I did like in this movie that I remembered was Wesley and Princess Buttercup walking into the fire swamp or fire forest, whatever they called it.
The fire swamp.
And he's like, it's not that bad. And Buttercup just gives him this look. He's like, well, I'm not saying I want to build a summer home here. It's just that the trees are quite lovely.
Yeah. Looking on the bright side of things, the trees are nice, even though there's fire popping up like, it's just random combustion here and there.
Yeah.
And they always seem to target the princess too.
Yep, he just lifts her up and over.
Yeah, and he knows when they're coming too. I'm like, this guy, man, he's omniscient.
I this is one of the areas in the movie that I actually got mixed up with Monty Python for a while. The rodents of unusual size. I'm like, that's a joke that definitely could have been in Monty Python. So I always mix those up with whether it was in this and the bunny that like that kills people. I think that one's in Monty Python, but I was
There's a
waiting for
killer
that to show
bunny.
up in this one. Yeah, I think it might be in Holy Grail. I can't recall.
How
And
many
it's
are
just like
there?
this cute little bunny. There's like 5 Monty Python movies, I think.
Holy shit!
They do a lot of like stage play stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's a lot of like their skits and stuff all pushed together, and
Yeah.
you got a lot of good stuff.
All right.
But I do want to give a shout out to all the Foley and soundtrack artists for this movie. They nail the fairy tale music and the just like sound effects throughout this movie. Especially, I like the little head bonks. Anytime someone gets knocked out, it's just a soft little bonk. It doesn't
Yep.
even sound like a real connect, but I just love the fantasiness of it.
There's a little tap on the head, just instantly knocked out.
Yo,
It's just like, what is going on here? And it like knocking out everybody. Like with the first fight with the swordsman, just knocked him out.
yep, just a little tap on the head.
And then Andre the Giant, he just bonked him on the head, knocked him out.
The albino guy.
The albino guy too, yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't take much.
no, it does not. Especially if you're a man of that size. Like he's a big boy, and they almost make him look, I think, smaller than he actually is in this movie. Like
Smaller than he
he was
actually
like
is.
7 foot something.
He did look 7 foot. I
He's a
mean,
big boy.
like you're probably thinking that because the
Like
other
Inigo and stuff
actors,
seemed tall.
yeah, they could have been tall too. I don't know exactly their height, but
Yeah, yeah. When I think Buttercup had most of the good lines. She has another one when she's back at the castle after Lord Farquaad or whatever the fuck his name is captures her again. She's walking with the king, the dad of the prince, and she's like, "Well, saying goodbye now because I won't be seeing you again. I'm gonna kill myself once I get to the honeymoon suite." And he's just like, "Oh, okay. That sounds so nice."
that
And
sounds so
he's like,
nice. Yeah,
"She kissed
did
me."
not care. Yeah, he did not care. Yeah, that was funny. And what was it when that remember when she was trying to escape from the boat and like swimming, and then there was those eels.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So the eels came up, and then they're like not really well done. I mean, actually, they're actually really well done. I was actually surprised on the quality of these eels. But then she swam back. He's like, coming back again, huh?
Yeah. Holy shit. Andre is 7'4", or was. Yeah. Big boy.
Tall man.
Yeah. This movie is good for all ages, I would say. Probably you're
Absolutely.
probably gonna enjoy it more if you're a bit younger, or if it's maybe your first time seeing it and you're younger. I think you'll like it more.
I
But
would.
if you're a Disney person, I think you'll also like it.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely a demographic of adults out there that just love Disney movies. And I'm not one of them. But, if you are into this, then yeah, this will definitely fit in your wheelhouse. I know a lot of people that like this movie. They're like, "Oh, it's my favorite movie ever." And then
Yeah.
as I was watching it, I'm like, "Okay, this doesn't seem like this could be anyone's favorite movie ever." But like, I could see how because it's funny. I feel like those people just need to watch more movies. But I digress. But for kids, it's on that channel, right?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's in the for kids. It's definitely, I mean, it's on Disney Plus, so that should say everything you need to know about this movie.
Right. Yeah. So and I'm not saying all Disney movies are bad either. It's just that's not really. I don't spend a whole lot of time on Disney Plus unless I'm watching a Marvel movie or something
Yep.
or Star Wars because Disney owns everything.
Yeah. It's a highly rated movie though. I wouldn't ever put it in like my top movies, I think, of any list. Like it's just a solid movie, but I don't think it's like my favorite or anything in any
Yeah,
category.
yeah, yeah. It's not bad. It's pretty good, I would say, but just
A
not something I
quality
would
movie.
come out and watch again. To be fair.
I I don't see myself ever watching this alone, but I think if I ever had kids, I would show it to them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is the kind of humor that I would show my kids.
Like, this is the perfect way to lure your kids into liking Monty Python.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a segue into that. It's like now we watch that. Let's watch the Monty Python. Strap yourself in for 7 hours of awesomeness.
Yeah, get some more intelligent quotes and like you have to think more about the jokes.
Right. Well, that would just make me think if I were a kid watching this, having to think about jokes, I would just be watching it blankly. Like I wouldn't laugh at anything.
I you mentioned not liking musicals earlier.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this movie in a couple of years. I could not remember if there was any singing portions. And when they
None.
after they captured Buttercup and they were getting on the ship, it almost sounded like Inigo and Andre were going to get into a singing thing because they were both rhyming back and
Oh,
forth.
it did. Yep. That
It's
was
like,
the exact moment where I'm like, yep, this is what I expected. And then they ended up not. And then I'm like, okay, they were just doing some friendly banter, some rhyming. Or what do the Vikings call it? There's a term for it. What is it? It starts with an F. Flighting. Flighting.
flighting,
Yeah. Where
like
they
just
just
rhyming back and forth.
they just rhyme back and forth. Yeah. Whoever comes up with the best rhymes wins the flight to, I guess.
Huh.
Yeah, interesting concept. I suggest you look it up. I only know that from Vikings or fucking Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I wish I could tell you different, but I'm smooth brain.
Yeah. This was based off a real book, right? I believe it was.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Is it a
If
real book?
I believe it was. I have not read it if it was, but I believe it was a real book at some point or before this.
Book. It is a novel.
Just some on the air research.
493 pages, bro.
Damn, that is a novel.
Yeah. Okay, so
Huh.
this novel is pretty much the best book of all time, forever and ever. Amen.
Right on the cover. Yeah. Yeah, this movie I think has pretty good morals overall too, which is also why I think it's a good movie for your kids. Like the kiddo that's sick initially is groaning and stuff about having to see his grandfather, and as they bond a little bit over the book, you start to see him like care more for his grandfather, and like actually like by the end he's inviting him to come read to him more, and
Yeah.
it's a cute little story about family and true love.
Yeah. I thought that was good. The funny part about that is like as soon as he was done, he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go. Bye."
Wait him out.
Yeah, I don't. I never like really heard of an interaction where somebody just goes into their grandkid's room, reads them a book, and then just dips out without like catching up with them a little bit. Maybe I don't know, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have grandkids, so I guess I don't. I don't know.
I mean, I suppose the kid was sick and like he ate a whole meal during the course of the book too, and so he's probably heading to bed,
Probably.
try
Yeah.
and sleep it off. But yeah, good good movie indeed overall.
Good movie.
So so what do you been watching lately?
So I finished up Sopranos recently. Oh,
Damn.
that was good. It
It's
was
been
a
a
good
long time
show.
coming.
Long time coming, yeah. But I mean, the ending was pretty unsatisfying. I'm not gonna tell you about it, but it was. I was pretty left hungry for more. I guess it was like one of those ambiguous endings. It's like you don't know what'll happen. You can kind of put your own interpretation to it, which is a nice aspect to it.
Dexter.
Yeah, texture.
Like Dexter.
Oh, like Dexter. Yeah, 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 like that.
Yeah.
I thought you were
Like
just like
just
it's texture. Don't you know the
yeah.
art form of endings?
Just kinda leaves you just like, oh, okay, that's it? Okay.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, and I don't know. We had some discussions on what could have happened after the screen faded to black, but it wasn't even a fade to black. It was like a cut to black. I'm like, that was so abrupt. I'm like, what the fuck? But enough about the ending of Sopranos. Okay, I was watching that, and then new Family Guy came out, and been watching that. If you haven't seen, you do you have Hulu?
Yes, I have the whatever the base version is for like five
Oh,
bucks.
okay.
So I get ads still.
Yeah, I would recommend this new season of Family Guy if you haven't seen it already. It's pretty fun. They got some good jokes in there. They had a Will Smith and Chris Rock joke in there.
Of course.
It
They
was
have to.
so funny. Yeah.
I uh I haven't watched Family Guy in a long time. I'm sure many seasons behind.
Yeah, no,
Just it's one of those endless shows.
it is. Yeah, yeah, it's one of those shows you could just put on whenever you get bored, which is what I've been doing. And kind of like The Simpsons, it's timeless.
Yeah.
Each are
Is
like episodes are just condensed because it's a sitcom, which are easy digestible shows. So like, yeah,
is Brian still dead, or they remove the consequences of that?
they removed the consequences of that.
Of course.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, that's just what they do now. I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw in one of the episodes Chris and Meg just straight up took cyanide and then killed themselves because they didn't want to listen to Lois's story. Well, they were fine. It's a
Yeah, Peter
cartoon.
Peter dies every couple episodes.
He does. Yeah, kind of like Kenny dies every episode in South Park.
Yeah. Yeah, good show. I'll have to check some of that out, see if it actually stands up. I know for a while there it got stale for me.
Yeah. No, it was definitely laughing my ass off of this new season. So, what have you been watching?
Yeah, no surprise, but I have been watching Peaky Blinders still.
The Peaky
I've
Blinders.
yeah, motherfucking Killian Murphy.
Man,
and other good actors.
I gotta. Yeah, since I finished Sopranos, I should get into that now because I did
It's
get a few seasons in, like season 3. I think we confirmed that's where I got, but
yeah,
I
it's
haven't
good.
watched it forever.
It's super quick if like you have bingeable time.
Yeah.
I just haven't had a whole lot of time to put into TV lately because it's 6 episodes per season.
Oh,
And there's
that's
only
not bad
six
at all.
seasons,
Yeah.
so that's what 36 hours.
Yep.
So that's like a 2 seasons of a standard show.
You can finish that in a weekend
Yeah, yeah. If you're really dedicated to
if
it.
you don't have anything to do. Like there was times where like back when I was like unemployed and depressed, I would just wake up on a day and just binge watch a show from beginning to end. As soon as I wake up in the morning to when I went to bed, which was a long time before I went to bed. And it's like, yeah, I don't know why I said like mention that like you have to be depressed to have time to watch shows, but you know that's what you do when you're depressed, I guess.
I mean, certainly helps.
Yeah, depressed people,
We get all the TV shows done.
gang, yeah.
It's good. Yeah, yeah. Still on Peaky Blinders, I have not ventured out much more than that, just due to the amount of homework and work that I've been working on. But I'm hoping to catch up and watch the new Marvel stuff. Watch that Super Mario movie, the D&D movie as well.
Oh,
There's been
actually,
a few good releases.
yeah, I actually seen Mario just this last weekend.
Yeah, you
That
got a
was
good rating for it.
Yeah, dude. I actually recommend it. It was really good.
Was it?
I didn't have high expectations for it because, I'm like, oh, it's a Mario movie, like Nintendo kind of like Despicable Me
Yeah.
stuff. But I was actually having a real good time watching it. So
Hmm.
I
Is it something that you can go into like without knowing much about Mario?
oh, absolutely. Yeah, I never played Mario. Okay, I played Mario like twice in my entire life, and I kind of just understood what was going on. I mean, there's not like there's references to like how the game goes and stuff. Like in one part, like he has to get through a course, and he fails it like 30 times. It just shows a montage of him failing it, and then like finally after he gets good, he was able to clear the whole thing in one go. And I'm like, yep, that's a gamer moment, failing a million times until you finally get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't played many of the Mario games. I know there's probably a lot of lore behind it. I don't know much about it though.
No, not much lore at all. I mean, there's like it was Mario was invented purely as a concept for a game. So take that as you will.
I mean, you'd say the same about like Last of Us, though.
Yeah, but like that. Okay, that's you know how old Mario is, though, right? Like they wanted to make a game. I think they were making a game before they made a character.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, speaking of Last of Us, I did finish up Last of Us since like our last episode, I think.
Oh, you did?
I finally got around to watching the finale, and it's fucking awesome. I highly recommend it, even to any who have not played the game. Like, it's still a solid show.
You do not need to play the game to watch the show. I will tell you that right now. There's like anything. I mean, it's kind of a one for one, anyways. So I've heard
Yeah,
from people that played the game. So I mean,
yeah,
if you want like it's either or like the experience is still separate from the game, if that makes sense.
yeah. And for those that have played the game, I think you're in for a treat in a lot of episodes that can often be one for one sometimes. I
Yep.
know it's some of the diversions they took from the game, people were a little divisive over, but I think overall with this TV show, like this is probably one of the best video game adaptations we're ever going to see of like
i
anything.
I agree with that. And yeah, after watching Resident Evil, not I mean
Oh
the
no,
movies were good, But
Which attempt? There's been like 3 TV shows,
I
2 sets of
know,
movies.
yeah, the movies, the one with
Mia
Malkova,
Jovovich.
Bojovovich, yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say Mia Malkova?
Sounds like a porn star, man. Exposing yourself.
I think that is actually a porn star. I have a filthy brain. I apologize. But, anyways, Mia, what?
Yep, it automatically pulled up my safe search. It's definitely a porn star.
Yeah, don't look up who Mia Malkova is.
Jovovich?
Jovovich, yeah. So those movies, I like those movies. I haven't seen Welcome to Raccoon City, but I heard those were bad.
It's crap if
Is
you've
it?
played the first game.
Man,
Though I've also talked to some of my friends that love the Resident Evil games, and
yeah.
somehow they love the movie too. So
Okay,
it's maybe it's not all terrible for everyone, but I did not like the movie whatsoever.
hit or miss, I guess.
Guess they never miss.
And then there's the Netflix series, which was just totally off the rails from anything. It was, I mean, it was creative, sure, but like I wouldn't say it was Resident Evil. Like you could put a different title on that on that show and couldn't say anything otherwise. That's how far off it was.
One of the very few shows that I like. Just like usually, if I go into a TV show, like I know if I'm gonna like it before I even watch it, and it's just one of those ones I could not force myself through.
Really?
I think it's maybe like one of 2 shows that I've like quit just out of like this is terrible.
That bad, huh?
This
We're,
one and there's a FBI TV show
do you
that was
remember
pretty
at what
bad.
point you stopped watching it?
Probably like episode 3, 3.5.
Okay.
Does it get better? Do you finish it?
Kind of. I mean, there was some cool like action parts with the tyrant, but other than that, it was kind of mid. Yeah, like I agree. It was mid. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like I wouldn't say like, oh my god, go back and watch it. But like, if you stopped watching it, like I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah, yeah. I'd firmly place it in probably the garbage territory for me.
Damn.
the the movie I think is slightly better than that. It's cheesy as fuck,
Yeah, but
but
so
I
is
do
Resident Evil,
really
though. You know,
I do really like Kennedy, the actor who plays him. I can't remember his name now. He's also in
Leon
like
Kennedy.
Umbrella Academy and stuff. He's the big gorilla guy. He's really good actor. They kind of turned him into an idiot in the movie, but
Yeah, they he's like an alcoholic and shit. Like it was weird. It got weird.
yeah,
Cause like he's so like calm and collected in the games, and then they just like completely revamped his character for the movies, and then he's just like, um, yeah, kind of an idiot and shit.
yeah. Or oh,
Are we
sorry.
talking about the same person?
No, I messed up. The actor I meant that I liked plays Wesker in that movie. The
Oh,
big buff
Wesker.
blonde guy.
Oh, okay, yeah,
That's mixing it up there.
yeah. I mean, he's a bad guy though. You kind of expect him to be an idiot and reveal all his plans before.
I guess, but like Wesker's like I don't know, hyper intelligent. I guess in
He
the
is,
games and the Jovovich movies. So
yeah. But yeah,
yeah,
I've
indeed,
we digressed a lot. I actually forgot what we were originally talking about. Oh yeah, we were.
Princess Bride. So far from
Well,
this.
I know not. I mean, what we were watching, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
what we were watching.
indeed. Yeah. So next month for May's movie to start with, we are covering The Warriors, which
The
is
Warriors.
one of my picks. It's a 1979 movie in, I believe, New York. I haven't seen this one since I was a kid, so this will be rejuvenating some synapses for me. Have you seen this one?
I haven't. And actually, the first time I ever heard about the Warriors was when I was like on Twitch and I saw somebody playing the game on PS2.
Yeah, it was still in
And
that era where people made really shitty. We still make really shitty like game adaptations of movies for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't say it was, like, shitty. Obviously, I've never played it, so I can't really tell, but, like, it looked kind of fun. Like, he was kinda just running around with a gang and just fighting people, and, like, okay, this would be, like, I gotta say it's like a, something I would spend money on, but, like, if I could just play it, it'd be a good, hour killer, but
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I
it looked kinda cool, so who knows?
I would say this is so far opposite of The Princess Bride, so content warning for any that stick in for the next one. This might
Oh,
be, from what I remember of the movie, probably one of the darker movies we're going to cover here so far.
okay.
There's a lot of murder and stuff. So
Listener's discretion advised.
yeah, not fun murder like American Psycho either.
Is that fun murder?
I mean, kind of comedic though, getting chased around with the
Yeah.
chainsaw.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
it's
Paul.
more it's more
Yeah.
realistic from what I remember of it. So I'm excited to jump into it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm excited too.
yeah, and then also look forward to our next gaming episode later this month for Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein, kill some
Indeed,
Nazis,
indeed. So
taking
you'll
some Nazi names.
hear us talking about that soon. Yeah. So if you guys want to reach us, we are on Discord, Instagram, and you can reach us by email if you want to jump in the old snail mail way there. It's
Yeah.
all in the description. You can join the Popcorn Club using the invite link in the description as well in Discord. Or if you just want to shoot us a message on any of the other social medias, and Spotify also has a really cool feature where you can just reply straight to the episode. So reach out
Yep.
any way that you prefer.
We would like to talk about some movies and video games with you, or
Yes, join the nerd crowd.
be friends. Let's be friends.
Indeed. And if you are listening on Apple or Spotify, please give a rating/review. It definitely helps us out. It helps us get noticed more and get to talk to more of y'all. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Without further ado, that is all I have.
Me too. I'll talk to
All right.
y'all later.
See ya.